Halloween.
Forever.
Good evening, Stephen. Are you ready for one?
I'm ready for a lot of things, but I guess I can be ready for one as well.
All right. You know, I was this past weekend. I went upstate, as they say, to my my little cabin up in the woods that I have for a little R&R action. Yeah, you know how you do. I got up there, and wouldn't you know it, a goddamn beaver was just chewing on my cabin.
Oh damn!
Just going to town on it.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say? Oh damn!
I said, well, damn.
Well, damn. Yeah. It pissed me off. I said, "Oh." I turned into Andrew Dice Clay. I went, "Oh." No, I said, "Oh, beaver. You've, fucking quit it? Lay off?" He said, "No." Welcome, boils and ghouls, to a pretty fucking shitty minisode of Halloween is Forever. I am Brian.
And I am Steve.
Ooh, you might be asking yourself, what's all this beaver humor? Well, we ain't doing beaver horror movies this evening, although there are, at least a couple to choose from. We're doing something associated with a cabin. And it's not one of them fun ones associated with a cabin. It's a real piece of shit because we're doing a punishment episode. For those of you who were here, oh boy, just this very last week, you may have participated in, perhaps even, or at the very least, listen to us talk about Brad Dourif and how much he rules. We each picked a movie associated with that for our showdown. And the collective Patreon community took it down. The film that won it was a film from way back in the year of our Lord. Was it 1990 something? 90 or 95?
Just straight 90.
90. It was called Grim Prairie Tales, and it was selected by our old pal, our longtime patron, our buddy here in the Discord with us live, Dan. And for that reason, Dan got to pick the punishment episode, and boy, howdy, he went right for the fucking jugular, didn't he, Steve?
Yeah, what an asshole. This movie sucks, and I hate it, and I hated it the first time I saw it.
Yeah, same.
And then I continue to hate it after. This is now, for those who don't know, obviously, if you clicked on the title, you probably know, but this is Cabin Fever remake. And this has to be the fourth time I've seen Cabin Fever or Cabin Fever remake, because they are the exact same film, except for one is worse.
Yeah. One significantly worse. The first one, it's fine. I would say it's, as far as to say, it's okay. It's good. The second one, absolute dog shit. That is, of course, like Steve said, the 2016 remake. That is the punishment that was handed down to us, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. But of course, we got to do some other things at the top of the show. Steven, are you perhaps slurping on a little wet one? You got a little wet one on this lovely evening?
I got a little wet one, and I'm hoping
tiny wet one.
It's a beer that I've never had before, and I'm hoping it's going to do something nice for me, because this movie didn't. Yeah. But it's summer drinking, doing summer drinking auditions.
Sure.
And I don't know if you've heard of this one.
Okay.
But it is called the Limonada, and it is a Sicilian style Pilsner with a little bit of lemon in it.
No shit.
Yeah. But it's brewed in Marshall, Michigan. So
the heel of the mitten instead of the boot, perhaps. I don't know. Is Sicily the heel or the toe of the boot? I forget.
Sicily is isn't Sicily the island that's getting kicked by the boot?
Yeah. It's like the toe. Yeah. It's out on the toe there. Perhaps that area of Michigan is the toe of the mitten. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with Sicilian lemons or anything like that. But how is it? How's she drinking for you? The foam looks piss poor, I'll say.
Yeah, the foam is absolute. Like, it was there when it first poured up, but I can only assume all the oil from the lemon absolutely destroyed it, and it's just not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't, that's not good.
Not feeling it.
That is less refreshing lemon crusher and more, what if we made a malty Pilsner bitter? Like, it's the bitter rind and pith. And it's like, that's...
Yeah. All right.
Well, fuck me. Fuck me today.
Yeah, that sounds bad. Well, it looks like it ain't going to do nothing good for you. There's nothing good in your life. It's all shit. The beer's bad. The movie's bad. Well, I'll try to save it here because I'm drinking a little Loggy Boy. And it is a good one, but it is not a new one. It is one I've drank on the show before. I'm pretty sure. I'm drinking that yummy old Trogs Pennsylvania Lager. It is just, I want to say for the second consecutive week, just a good old fun time lager beer, just for drink 'em ups. That's pretty much what she's for. She's for drink 'em ups. She's for laugh 'em ups. She's for slurp 'em ups. And it doesn't disappoint. It's crisp. It's clean. It's well balanced. It's a lot more malt complexity and just overall character, but a lot more malt complexity and more hop character than, an American style lager. Not as much bitterness as like a German Pils. I would probably put this, if somebody was to tell me, what's the ABV on this? 5%. If somebody was to tell me this was a German style Helles export beer, one of them Dortmunder style export beers, I'd say sure. That's sure as hell is. Let's drink them up. That's probably what I would call that. And it's drinking pretty nice for me. Ain't no weird lemon in there. Ain't nothing to fuck up the foam. Just a nice, crisp, fun time lager beer.
Yeah.
So we'll go back to the drawing board with our summer drinking auditions here.
Yeah.
I haven't got around to my normal summer go-to, which is the Sierra Nevada Summer Fest. I have not got around to that yet this year, but I'm sure it's out on shelves already. But I'm sure as hell going to get into that here in the coming weeks. All right. We got a couple other things that I'm going to use to delay talking about this dog shit movie. First of all, we're going to spin that son of a bitchin' spinny ass wheel, you guys. It's already time. Of course, we're doing a little punishment today. We're also going to spin the wheel. If you recall, maybe you don't know what it's talking about. What's a spinning ass wheel? What's a showdown episode? Well, here's how it works. We give we lay out a nice little a checkered tablecloth on the grass. We bring out the little teacups. We bring out the kettle. We get our nice wicker basket, and then we just squeeze out and pinch off a spicy sweet loaf of content right in the middle of that dang picnic setting every damn Monday. The first Monday of every month, we do what's called a showdown episode. That's when me, Steve, and our guest, or perhaps our collective Patreon community, which was the case this particular month, we pick movies associated with a particular topic. And that's how the showdown goes down. We argue about it and all that type of nonsense. But we get those potential topics from a big old spinny ass wheel that we got about a bajillion topics on. They can be subgenres of horror. They can be particular performers like they were last month. They can be tropes. They can be whatever. All those types of things. We spin it 3 times. We get 3 options. We put it on the social medias for our friends and listeners to vote on. And that's how we know what the next showdown topic is going to be. We are into May. We've already done our May showdown. And we're about to spin for our June showdown topic, believe it or not. So Steve's got the spinny ass wheel up. Let me bring this thing up so I can see what's happening. And let's spin that son of a bitch and wheel, see what we get.
Here we go.
All right, first spin. Least intimidating killers. Ooh. I'm jotting this down. I don't think we have done this one before.
We have not. Hasn't even been up for votes yet.
That's fun. That's fun for me. I like that.
I like
Least
new things.
intimidated. I like new things. They make me have fun, and I like them. That's a potential one for June. I think a lot of people will do that because it's not a topic I've even given much thought to. So I like that a lot. Least intimidating killers. Okay, let's spin it another time. Let's see what we get for number 2. Here it comes. Second option is, favorite Hitchcock. We got that old rotund Englishman himself, Mr. Alfred Hitchcock. We're going to talk about some of his films. I guess it doesn't specify particularly films. It could be an episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents or something like that. But now I think it's probably going to be films. So favorite Hitchcock films is number 2. Let's give it a third spinaroo. Here it goes. And no clear winner here yet, in my mind. Spooky books. Wow, that is a particularly unique one because it ain't even movies. We're just gonna be talking about books.
Is that what the? I need clarification.
Or is it spooky movies about or books about?
Books.
Movies based on books, or is it spooky books?
Yeah,
like books in the movie are spooky. I think it's probably that.
Yeah, I took it that the books in the movie are spooky, like a Ninth Gate or a Evil Dead.
An Evil Dead, a Necronomicon of some kind. Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably that. All right, so let's and I don't know if I added that one. I think the Hitchcock one might have been mine. Least intimidating killers. I don't know. I might have come up with that one. I don't remember.
Yeah. The only reason why I think spooky books is the one about books in movies that are spooky, because I know 2 other topics on the wheel are best Stephen King, which we've done in the past, and then best non-Stephen King horror author. So we didn't pick Stephen King in a showdown about spooky authors.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I think you're right. All right. So this is spooky books in the context of the story of the movie. So just to recap, here's what is going to be up on the votes on the social medias here sometime in the coming week. Keep an eye out if you want to vote. If you're a patron, you can sign on to the Discord. You can get an extra vote on there. But it comes down to it's going to come down to spooky books, favorite Hitchcock, or least intimidating killers. So that's fun. I'll be honest with you, looking at those, sometimes we just know something's going to pop up and it's going to be like that's going to be the winner, right? But I don't necessarily see that being the case here.
I think people are probably going to be saying, hey, Hitchcock's a shoo-in, but no, because he is. Our audience seems to not skew towards the older, things. So, they don't seem to skew that way. So I don't know.
All right, we shall see. Okie dokie. All right. Before we get into this movie, like I said, I got a couple other fucking things we got to do. Why don't you tell the boils and ghouls what's going on over on the Patreon?
Yeah, so jump on patreon.com/HalloweenIsForever. And we got a whole bunch of extra things over there for you. We got reviews and recos. We got extra episodes. We got a Discord that you can jump on, be a part of, and watch episodes happen live. But the real thing you really want to get is those extra episodes. That's the extra yum content.
Yeah, that's the tasty, sweet stuff.
That's good stuff. So what you want to do, you jump on over there and you can sign up $5, get all the things you want. There's another tier. That tier don't mean shit. That tier is just an introduction for you.
That's a scam. And I'll admit it. That's a straight up scam. Don't even touch it. We're just scamming you. You got to give us the $5 dues. Give us your tasty little sticky little fingy monies. and that's when you get the bonus episode every month.
Yeah. So I want you to sign up, go over there, then you get on our extra episode, and we run them in series. And our current series is called God Is Not Forever. And that is where Brian and I take a look at cinema, and we are cinenauts in the discovery of finding how to kill God through film.
Yes. Yeah. Successfully commit deicide through the majesty of motion picture. We're doing a lot of weird stuff. We're watching weird experimental, unwatchable black and white horror. We're doing most recently we started watching last month that is. We watched The Prophecy about angels killing each other and shit. And then this month we're gonna go completely sideways, and we're gonna talk about a weird ass comedy that has similar themes to what we're looking to explore. So go over to patreon.com/Halloween is forever. Hang out with us down there, and you'll get a extra little extra episode. Jesus Christ, couldn't think of the word. Little extra episode every month. And then you can also join us, hang out here in the Discord while we record live, which is always a lot of fun.
Yeah. Now, Brian, if I can direct you to the screen, I'm going to take us on a little detour because we did just watch The Prophecy, and
we sure did.
We talked about. You had mentioned how you'd never seen these films before, and I had seen all the ones with Christopher Walken and one of the ones without.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and watched The Prophecy too. I said, because I got the itch. I was like, sure. I got to watch these films again because it's Christopher Walken, right?
Yeah.
I started watching Prophecy 2, and there is a huge thing I forgot about Prophecy 2.
Okay.
And I want to share the just opening credits with you.
Sure.
And get a live reaction out of you.
Okay.
Because it'll just blow your ass to the wall. This didn't come.
You know me. You know how much I love getting my ass blown to the wall.
Yeah. So if you're on the second screen and you're ready to watch,
I'm ready.
We're just going to watch the opening credits to The Prophecy 2.
We got a Dimension Films presents in association with Overseas Film Group. We don't know what that is. A Neo motion picture production. Christopher Walken. We of course have a Russell Wong.
He's kind of the star of this one, Russell Wong.
Okay. The Prophecy 2. We've got all types of cryptic writings and occult literature on the screen. Jennifer Beals, Brittany Murphy. Sure. We got a Brittany Murphy in this one.
Steve Heitner's back.
Steve Heitner. Okay. Steve Heitner's back. Bruce Abbott. Oh my good God almighty, Steven. Holy shit. We got a Glenn Danzig in this son of a bitch.
I completely forgot that Glenn Danzig is in this movie.
Wow. I am now not only going to watch it, I'm going to watch it immediately. I did not know a Glenn. So is what you're saying to me, a Glenn Danzig, is there ever a scenario where a Glenn Danzig is on screen with a Christopher Walken?
Unfucking fortunately not. That is, I believe this may be Glenn Danzig's screen debut. In a feature motion picture.
Sure.
Which is why he got such a big credit and everything. Yeah, he is, and this is probably why I did not remember him. He is in a scene which you barely see his face in, but he's there, and you go, oh, that was Glenn Danzig.
Sure.
But yeah, and then
does he have lines?
Yeah. He's got a couple lines. Yeah, and he's got a couple lines. He's got a fight scene. But, yeah, completely forgot about that. And I was like, holy shit. And then,
wow.
I don't know if you can see this final credit here, which is also which is also pertinent to our show.
Yeah, sure is. We got an Eric Roberts. Well, we might have to squeeze The Prophecy 2 into the Patreon show, even though I wasn't necessarily planning on it. But if you've got an Eric Roberts, of course, Halloween Puppy, aka the Magic Puppy, aka a Halloween Puppy Adventure fame, and I assume from the name there, he's playing the Archangel Michael.
He is indeed,
and a Glenn Danzig. I can't imagine a scenario where we cannot do this this movie in some capacity on the show. Maybe it just needs to be a mini-sode. Maybe we just need to I don't know, do an entire month-long retrospective on it. But you got me. You got me hooked.
Yeah. It Prophecy 2 is not that bad. It's not very good, but it's not that bad. I can guarantee you a scene between Christopher Walken and Eric Roberts. I can guarantee you that.
I like that. Hey, I like that. Yeah. I cannot believe I'm sitting here, a 40-year-old man that did not know Glenn Danzig was in the Prophecy 2.
Yeah.
Learning that today.
Yeah.
You learn something every day, kids.
I had forgotten it. So the Prophecy 2 and 3, they surround this idea of like an angel born of a human. And so I had remembered that kind of arc of those films, and the fact that Christopher Walken is actually the good guy of Prophecy 3. He switches sides. He becomes a good guy in Prophecy 3. So I had remembered all those beats, but I had not remembered Glenn Danzig. and for good reason. It's literally one scene, but
yeah. Well, the world is a wild and wonderful place. Just like the state of West Virginia. Mm-hmm. The world, I would go as far as to say the entire world to me is now opened up, such as the state of West Virginia, and that it is in fact wild and wonderful. Mm-hmm. Because I learned today that movie exists with those actors in it. So I'm gonna go check that out.
I can also say it reveals a little bit more about the logic of that world, where we had questions about how things work. You actually get a little bit more of the logic that clears things up. And Brittany Murphy's actually really good in the movie.
Brittany Murphy can be an absolutely magnetic performer.
Yeah.
So I'm excited I'm excited. This might have to go on my list for tonight. I might have to just cancel all. We're recording this on Saturday before it releases. I might just have to cancel all Mother's Day activities tomorrow.
Well, now here's the thing.
Just force my wife, my mother, my grandma, everyone just to watch Prophecy 2.
Well, now here's the thing. The story is about Jennifer Beals becoming a young mother to an angel. Just sell it to them on that premise. Like that's
a modern Mother's Day classic.
Yeah, it sounds like a very Christian film.
I like this a lot. I like all the directions this is going. It feels like it's shaping up to be quite a fun little Sunday. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I hate to, just dump a bucket of water on this white hot fire that is my passion for the Prophecy 2 with a little flick from the year of our Lord 2016. Let's get into Cabin Fever remake. Guys, again, let's just take a quick pause as well to just say, Dan, God damn you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You rotten rat bastard. This is a good punishment movie because it's got a lot to talk about, but it's a fucking slog, and there is enough there's plenty of stupidity in this movie to talk about, and it's very unique in the sense that it is a remake and almost a shot-for-shot remake,
but worse
of a film. What's that? But worse, yeah, because it's a movie that was a remake of a film that was made, a scant 14 years prior.
Mm-hmm.
Directed by one Eli Roth. And for some reason, Eli Roth executive produced this project. He did not direct it. I would venture to say he probably had not a tremendous amount to do with it. besides executive producing it. And I get the feeling it's a hey, somebody wants to remake my movie that did okay, didn't do terrible, but it didn't do great. But yeah, it probably got me some other movies, some other projects and stuff like that. Oh, somebody loves that movie. Somebody wants to remake it. Okay. I don't know how that can be bad for my movie. Because even, and he was rightfully so, because in comparison, his movie looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Compared to this piece of shit.
Yeah. His movie looks awesome. And you mentioned how like this is only 14 years removed from the original movie, but there's also 2 sequels to the original movie.
Yeah.
That if you go from Cabin Fever 3, I think it's only like 4 years in between films. Because Cabin Fever 3, it wasn't directed by Eli Roth, but it was, it stars Sean Astin. It has an interesting little side. And then Cabin Fever 2 was directed by Ty West. So, like...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like, Cabin Fever 2 it's not great. Especially in comparison to some other Ty West films. But, like, it has its moments. It maintains... It does a better job at maintaining the tone of the first Cabin Fever. Whereas this movie is so fucking just straight down the middle, stupid and dire and not good.
Yeah. All the little, but here's what he did. So we got a guy here. First of all, let's talk about this guy. His name's Travis Zeruni.
I mean,
he's credited as Travis Z. This movie is, what's the goddamn, boy, I'm blanking on it. All I can think of is I want to call it Drowning Pool, but it's not Drowning Pool. Who's the dickhead who is in the shitty, like kind of new metal-y band that directed a movie that
Fred
we
Durst?
did years ago? What's that?
Not Fred Durst? Fred Durst?
No, not Fred Durst. The guy, he wears the fucking makeup. Oh my God. I'm not going to be able to think of it. Shit. I'll think about it. We did a movie by him. He's a musician. He directed a movie. His band did all the music for the movie. Oh man, some listeners out there are screaming it. We'll think about it because I think we even talked about it in later episodes. This was years and years ago. This just reminds me of that dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
Not Marilyn Manson. Damn, I'll think about it. It's like on the tip of my tongue. He goes by Travis Z. Okay. And I don't know if it's because his last name, Zeruni, is hard to pronounce, or he just, doesn't necessarily want to be associated with this piece of shit. But he's credited as Travis Z. He has directed a few other films, many of which appear to be variations on the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man.
Yep. He's got a Pee Pee Poo Poo Man credit.
Yeah, he's got the Nightmare Man, which is of course a Pee Pee Poo Poo Man movie from 2016. He's got a movie just called Intruder, which looks like a straight up ripoff or remake of an 80s slash. It could be a variety of 80s slashers. There's an 80s slasher called The Intruder,
mm-hmm.
but also the poster looks like it could be like 5 or 6 other mid to late 80s slashers. It's I have not seen anything else here. He's got a movie called Lens Face. That's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough sound. It's a tough title.
What year? 2020. Yeah, because we for the people who don't know at home, Brian does Letterboxd while I do IMDb, and on IMDb, Lens Face doesn't even have a poster. So.
There is a poster here. It looks real dumb. Yeah, this fucking guy seems to be just box office poison. I don't know the origins of why Eli Roth agreed for this to get made, but essentially, they took this script, they took Eli Roth's script,
mm-hmm.
and started with it, and then basically took out all of the like oddball humor.
Yeah,
which didn't always land. In fact, I would go as far as to say rarely landed in the 2002 movie, but on a few occasions it did. And in one very famous occasion, I think it did. But it was Eli Roth's kind of oddball, like super exploitation movie nerd humor that, like I said, oftentimes just went either over people's heads or just was like more concerned with being referential than funny.
Yeah.
And took all of that out of it.
Yeah.
So like you said, it's very dire.
Yeah. I think because I've rewatched that film not too long ago within the last 5 years. And I mean, and I've said it before in other episodes, but like it does not age. I think we talked about this when we talked about Thanksgiving, but like his original 2002 has not aged well because it is so entrenched in like early 2000s sensibilities of like being just openly homophobic and, you know, like edgelordy and like all of those kind of things that just would not fly in 2016. But at the same time, having the characters be quirkier, having the humor be weirder, like everybody in this film is the same person. There is no delineation between characters. The three main guys in this film are the same white guy, copy and pasted. None of it is different. Like at least in Eli Roth's original, like the guy who plays Bert looks like a Bert because he's like, you know, just a fat schlubby
he's a meathead jock dickhead.
Yeah.
Bully kind of guy.
Yeah, he leaned fully into casting for stereotypes, you know, but as far as you can with white people, because he has a fat schlubby frat guy. He has the guy who plays Jeff looks like fucking Draco Malfoy, and you know, he's like intensely just, you can tell he's evil even though he hasn't turned evil.
He's in the only other thing I know him from is he is one of the teenagers that gets pulled over
in Super Troopers.
In Super Troopers. Yeah, that's the only thing anybody's gonna know him from.
Yeah. But you know, like he's fun. Serena Vincent is, you know, a full on stacked tall supermodel next to, I forget her name. Because she was also in the other Broken Lizard movie.
Club Dread.
Club Dread, yeah. Jordan Ladd.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like
she's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, not that Jordan Ladd's, you know, ugly or anything. She's very pretty, but she was done up to be like the girl next door in that movie, next to Serena Vincent being, you know, a big boobed, tall supermodel. So, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, and then even when Eli Roth shows up in his own fucking film, his character makes little to no sense because he is a skater punk, you know, like wallet chain douchebag in the middle of the woods. You know, and he's a complete weirdo and he stands out, but it makes the appearance of his character funny and weird. Whereas the guy who plays his stand-in in this is just another copy-pasted white guy.
Yeah. The first movie was, like I said, I liked it, but it is for somebody who wants like a, I don't know, I don't want to say well-structured, but a more cohesive film that makes sense and you know why people are doing what and why certain characters show up when. Like, it's not that. But if you know anything about Eli Roth, you know that he values the quirkiness and the unpredictability of, you know, classic, you know, exploitation genre films more than anything else. So I tend to agree with him and share that sentiment. So what they did with this 2016 one, to summarize, is took all the interesting characters, made them not interesting, took all of the scenes, seemingly on purpose, made them worse, and that's the movie.
And that's the movie.
So, so we'll go through. I mean, I don't know that there's anybody in this movie that is worth talking about in terms of the cast.
There is one, because
I'm looking through
well, and you're not going to know why. Yeah, because I had to do digging to find somebody who was worth talking about. And Brian, I came up with evil. I only found evil by digging.
Sure. Yeah.
But okay, so one we can talk about that's not evil before we get to evil. Is the guy who plays Jeff in this film is Matthew Daddario.
Oh no, is it what's her name's brother or something?
Yeah. In a film where you would hope to get Alexandra Daddario to do some full frontal. No, instead you get her fucking younger brother to just suck the life out of you. Everything on camera.
Well, as soon as I saw his face in his, obviously I saw him in the movie, but I didn't make the connection. But until I saw his name, and then I looked at his headshot, and I'm like, okay, you could see the resemblance. It's her brother.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, Alexandra, Daddario, whatever.
Yeah.
The only person that I saw that I thought had kind of a fun thing to call out here was the woman who is credited as Hog Woman, which is the woman that just starts berating them about how she's not going to eat the tainted meat when they wander into her barn, even though they've never seen each other before. And the normal thing to say was, "Who are you and why are you in my barn?" Her name is Laura Kenny, and she was in Harry and the Hendersons.
Credited as Mouse Woman.
Yeah. She was in Harry and the Hendersons, which I thought was fun. Apparently she was also in like the remake, I think, of Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Not remake, just the newer season that they added on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no one worth talking about in this movie.
Yeah, she was also in Rose Red, Stephen King miniseries from back in the day. So
okay.
Yeah, she has some small parts that I don't know. It seems like acting is just kind of like her hobby to just get a little, maybe get a little SAG health and get a little something else, and then just go about her day.
Every other year, every 18 months, show up for one day on set. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like that.
All right. First minor evil.
Yes.
So the guy who plays the original Eli Roth role, Connor, the guy with the dog, his name is Tim Zarahos.
Yes.
And Tim Zarahos is the producer of this film. So it's kind of like, it's like I'm doing a mirror thing. Eli Roth was in his own film. Now I'm in my own film of Cabin Fever.
Oh, look at me. I'm Eli Roth now.
This guy can't act. This guy stinks, and he is a producer, and he is I get the sense that he is minorly evil because he was supposed to have like a finance career but went into movies. Like like I found an interview with him because I was like, where did this guy come from? He owns the production company that put this film out, Armory Films. And, he, in his interview, he's like, I was supposed to right out of college, go work for American Express and do the finance thing, but I didn't. And instead I went and worked in automotive sales marketing until I got enough money to start a film production company. And I was like, yeah, this guy sounds like a privileged jerk off. I don't care much for it.
Here's how I read that. Didn't finish college. Got a shit job right out of school. And then eventually talked a rich relative into giving him money to start his own production company.
Yeah, no, I think it's more of he did finish college and got a good job. He's saying he was supposed to get a better job than the one he got out of college. He was supposed to be like at American Express as like a number, like a high, out of college, getting fast tracked for C-suite shit. And instead he did automotive marketing and got fast tracked into C-suite shit until he got enough money and said, I'm going to do movies now.
Yeah. At absolute best, it's a humble brag.
Yeah.
At worst, a bold-faced lie.
Yeah.
So, all right, fuck this guy.
Yeah. So pass on that. And this leads us to Big Evil. Big Evil is the woman playing Deputy Winston.
Okay.
Now, this is one of the bigger changes from the film because the original Cabin Fever starred Giuseppe Andrews as Deputy Winston. One of the more memorable characters because he has just like an interesting affect about him. He's a weirdo, you know, and like Giuseppe.
He's maybe a cop, but you're not really sure because he like rides a bicycle in the woods and also like just is pretty much there to party exclusively.
Yeah, he's exclusively there to party. You totally believe him because Giuseppe Andrews in himself, he's a weird guy and he is a weird filmmaker. So like this is, you know, Giuseppe Andrews showing up in the original was the equivalent to like Ty West showing up in somebody else's film. You know,
sure.
But Giuseppe Andrews went insane, and we don't hear much from him anymore.
And actually did?
I think so. I was trying to find like information on him, and like it seems like he dropped off the face of the earth around 2015. Like doesn't make film anymore. And the last somebody talked to him, like he was possibly, you know, living in like assisted living. Like,
oh boy, that's sad.
Yeah, it's a real shame but his movies were like off the walls insane. You can probably still find Trailer Town from Troma, and that movie is probably one of the hardest watches because he is doing fucking beat poetry with scat humor and just old white people dropping the N-bomb. It is it's a wild film, but I can't suggest it, but
it sounds like a real romp.
Yeah, I can't suggest it, but if you go searching, it's out there. So yeah,
sure.
He was an interesting, weird filmmaker. To take that and replace it with this blonde lady is kind of perfect in encapsulation of how evil this movie becomes because Deputy Winston in this film is now played by Louise Linton. Yeah. And Louise Linton is married to Steve Mnuchin.
Okay.
And for those who don't remember, Steve Mnuchin was the Secretary of the Treasury Department in the first Trump administration.
Oh, no. I was going to say, whenever you said Eve, I looked and I was like, she does look like she has the beginnings of Mar-a-Lago face.
Yeah. It is. She is not a good person. Her husband is definitely not a good person. They are the most charmless. Like Steve Mnuchin was like a Goldman Sachs guy, and
sure,
he also is produced a lot of other movies.
Okay,
like big movies. I think he produced like even the Lego Batman film. So like he has put money behind like a lot of big movies, but he's also put money behind the movies his wife was in. The very few that she starred in. I think she was trying to soft launch a career into acting before they got their Trump appointee. Because like obviously this came out in 2016, and then she's also in Travis Z's Pee Pee Pooper Man movie as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think they were trying to, sort of force a career for her by just putting her in movies. But she stinks. You have
there's a sect of the population that right around this time, right? I would say early 2010s, it was just kind of fizzling below the surface. But then once you get into that, first Trump administration type of time frame, when people like this start really coming to the surface and are a little bit more visible in the media, there is a sect of the population, a percent, and I don't know what that percent is, that thinks that like there's something wrong in their brain that thinks a bunch of weird plastic surgery to just like check a certain number of boxes, like cheekbones and jawline, and like those things make you automatically attractive.
Yeah, it is impossibly weird that like
it's like a weird form of like third party body dysmorphia.
Mm-hmm.
that they're like, just something has been affected genetically in your brain, and you got it handed down to you in some capacity, and now you think weird uncanny valley facial features, brought on by dozens of plastic surgeries, make you attractive.
Yeah, and I think it's a weird reverse of not doing surgeries to make yourself look prettier to yourself, but they're doing the surgeries to look pretty to the people they want to impress. So it's like in crowd behavior, but in doing so, they just butcher their faces, wind up looking like freaks, and then in their 50s and 60s, when that face really goes to shit and starts drooping weird, and they have to start constantly upping the amount of injections they put into their face to fill in just the natural loss of fat that happens as you age. They become monster faced, and it just they still have to tell themselves they look hot because obviously, I have money and I have friends, so I must still be hot. And it's like, no, you are a monster, and you scare people. And do not look at the babies. Do not look at babies.
Yeah, you're you've in the course of a decade turned into an absolute fucking ghoul. I'm looking at a picture of her, and she's going down that path very, very quickly.
Yeah.
That sucks. Another reason to not watch this movie.
So all right, let's talk. Just to wrap everything up. To bring this all together, we have a director who stinks, who makes pee pee poo poo man movies and is generally not good. We have a finance tied producer, and then we have a star who has another tie to a financier, as well as just being Trump evil. Although it's Trump one evil, if you want to make a delineation to that. But sure. All these things added together to a film that didn't need to be remade 100% convinces me this is some sort of tax grift. And I don't know, I can't prove it, but enough red strings smoke, there's fire. This movie doesn't need to exist. It fucking sucks. And all these other grifters involved, I can only assume this is a tax dodge of some sort.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong. I gotta look it up here. I want to say I saw it only made $39,000 in the box office.
I saw 100,000. So yeah.
Either way, this may have been may have been laundering money through this film. Who knows? Okay, let's talk about some of the scenes and how they made them worse. You get the first scene in both movies, an early scene where driving in the car, and then they first when the story really starts to progress beyond just meeting the initial folks, they stop at the general store, right? And they get the kind of harbinger of doom type guy who's like, hey, you got to watch out there in them woods, stuff's going on out there, whatever. They have this weird kid who's wearing a paper plate bunny mask, who's not nearly as memorable as the kid in the first movie. Just bites him, just immediately bites a guy right off the bat. And I understand that's a bizarre thing to have happen, and chaos is going to ensue after that. But the locals immediately turn it into they're mad at him. They're mad at the patron of their general store for getting bit by the kid.
Right.
Which is extra. There's so many instances of just bizarre logic in this movie. That's one of them. But you get the weird kid. It's not totally dissimilar to the first movie. Like you mentioned, Bert in the first movie is the asshole jock that just cusses everybody out. In this movie, they kind of make him out to be more of a it's weird because it's I guess it's like kind of an incel-y type of character.
Yeah.
Like he's obsessed with video games. He's obsessed with Call of Duty. He's brought in an automatic, like an assault rifle, to just unprovoked on the trip with them. This is the only character that I think has maybe aged a little bit better. Not to say he's like a more likable character, but he feels like a more believable character, 10 years later when gun culture is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And when incel gamer culture is what it is, like he definitely is like a 4chan peruser, as like he's obsessed with gun game, but also goes out and buys, a real gun that he mods down to be illegal and, fire automatically. And but it has no idea what he's doing with that gun. Like, no,
he's stalking out in the woods, and they keep it pretty cartoonish, where he's like literally pretending to like throw frag grenades and stuff out in the woods, playing army man by himself, but with a real assault rifle. And then, not unlike the first movie, he does accidentally, not even accidentally, like almost like a reflexively almost.
It's a reflexive, because in the original film, it's Bert with just like a shitty hunting rifle. And he sees what he thinks is an animal and shoots the guy, and it turns out to be a guy. But he's like, he's a weird.
He thinks it's a deer or something.
It's a weird woods hermit with a shitty coat on that makes him look like an animal. And this one, a guy just is walking through the woods and calls out to him, and he spins and fires. Like, hold up, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah. He just puts a burst into this, weird woods hermit's chest. But also like the first movie, he just takes off and leaves him in the woods. Nothing too egregious up to this point. Besides, we have, I think, at least one instance now of this thing you're going to see over and over in the movie, which is just loud noise jump scares. Like not even scary things happening. Like we get a truck passing on the road in the general store scene, where you're just showing the weird kid with the bunny mask that's not effective at all, and then just like a truck passes behind him and honks, and it's like just loud noise jump scare.
Dan pointed it out earlier in the chat, but he said like this is perhaps the worst soundtrack in history, and I will expand that to the full definition of soundtrack, including sound design, because the music in this sucks. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They blatantly rip off the Shining theme.
When they're driving at the beginning,
and then all of this loud, noisy jump scare shit is just like turning up the mix to 15. Like it goes from a 0 to 15 instantly for nothing. Like it is just somebody showing up on screen, and it's like time for a loud stinger, and it's like it wasn't scary, and now I'm mad.
No, just someone walked into frame. Yeah.
Wasn't scary, and now I'm just mad at you. So okay, good work.
This is a great example of a scene that was very memorable from the first movie that they just turned to dog shit in this movie, or in the remake. In the first one, they're all sitting around the campfire that night, and I don't remember. I think it's Doug, not Doug. No. Is it Doug?
There's no Doug.
Yeah, not Doug. What the fuck's his name? Jeff. Sorry. I want to say, I don't know why I said Doug. Jeff tells the story about when he was a kid, and he and his dad used to go to a bowling alley all the time. And long story short, one of the employees at that bowling alley went nuts, tortured basically, and murdered, and all of his coworkers or whatever. And in the original movie, in the 2002 one, they have this little almost vignette that they make. And Eli Roth actually has a weird little memorable he shows up in it really briefly as like a murder victim.
Actually, I think that is his brother. That's the head in the ball return.
Oh, I thought that was him.
Yeah, for some reason I remember that being his brother.
Well, his brother looks a whole hell of a lot like him. Could be. Yeah, he's got the big crazy grin and stuff. Really memorable scene. We get scenes of this playing out. So we get this little like vignette of this story that is just like a non sequitur, but it's just a fun little thing. Reminds you of something you'd see, Eli Roth or Rob Zombie or something doing a movie where they just make a little weird, almost like a weird little trailer for a movie inside a movie kind of thing, right? In this movie, they do that and they tell the story, but they don't have any scenes, any vignettes, nothing showing the scene he's describing. So we're just left listening to Jeff describe it in a just boring, forgettable way. And it feels like like even more of a non sequitur. It's not a non sequitur in the Simpsons Family Guy sense of like, hey, remember when this happened? And then let's go see that for a second. It's just a guy telling a bad story about something that's has nothing to do with what's happening in the movie.
Yeah. It just, there's nothing to it. There is no reason. I don't even think we're given a reason why he starts the story. I think he just initiates it. He's like, guys, story? Boo. Isn't that scary? And then another one of these loud, shitty jump scare noises for the Eli Roth character of Connor coming on screen with his dog, Dr. Mambo. And
So yeah, he comes on. He's like a shittier version of the weed guy from the first movie, because the joke in the first movie is creepy guy you don't know shows up to your campfire around, when you're out in the woods, and there's a lot of tension. He's saying weird, creepy, threatening things, and then they're like, "Dude, you got to fuck off. Like you have to fuck off." And he's like, "Well, I guess I'll go smoke all these doobies by myself." And he's got like a giant bag of weed. And that's the joke. In this movie, that joke doesn't exist. It's just Eli Roth being weird. He's got his dog there, whatever.
Even worse. Okay, so they introduced the dog, Dr. Mambo, and somebody makes a comment, "Oh, is he like a psychologist or a child doctor?" And the owner's reply is, "I don't know, he's both." And it's like, it's a nothing reply. Whereas in the original, like the Eli Roth joke is, he's a dog. Like it's not like he's just,
that's the joke.
He's not an actual doctor. He's a dog. Whereas in this one, the guy just kind of like meekly is like, I don't know. You could be both, I guess. I don't know. It's just like, what the fuck is this?
They're just like it's like they're no-selling their own movie.
Yeah. It's the most stripped of personality film I've ever seen. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, that's why I just like this. Just feels like it's some sort of weird tax write-off or like money laundering scheme.
It feels like the high school production of Cabin Fever, like where
that's a good way.
Kids don't understand why things are weird or different, and they don't get the jokes that they're making. They're just trying to replicate it and they can't. And they're just reciting lines that they heard rather than understanding why they're good. Reciting lines, and they're biffing lines, which is why so many things in this movie don't land, because they biff lines and they just leave it.
Yeah. We get the flaming hermit scene again, except for in this one, it's a whole. He shows up to the cabin, and it's this big surprise. It's coming, which inherently, when you're remaking a movie and you're doing it almost scene for scene, a lot of the sting's going to come out of this scene with the shot hermit you thought was dead shows up, recognizes him. All the dread that's associated with that kind of goes away because you saw it, you knew it was coming. But then they go outside, and the whole sequence of the hermit trying to steal the car, and then the way they react to him trying to steal the car, which is to destroy the car, essentially. It's like, what are we doing here, guys? None of it makes any sense. They end up dousing him with gasoline and then accidentally setting him on fire. But the sequence of events that have to happen for the accidental setting on fire to happen would not hold up in a court of law, because it really feels like they set him on fire on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, the guy goes inside, grabs a log out of the fire, and it's like, unless you were going to set him on fire, why would you have done that?
Right. Yeah. It's still like the intention of like, you were holding. Yeah. They make this more.
But then he drops it, and then it's like, the old, gasoline trail up to him that sets him on fire. But it's like, why'd you go get that flaming log in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, literally from the fireplace inside, not just from the fire next door. Like, why wouldn't the fire that they were around outside just be smoldering or something? I don't know. It felt like a long way to poorly explain why something's an accident.
Yeah, they made it far more convoluted in this film. And then, but also tried to take away, like you're saying, they try to take away the sting by having it be like this Rube Goldberg of like, oh, we sprayed him with lighter fluid, but then dropped the stick and then the trail got him. Where in the original, it's just Ryder Strong is holding him back with the flaming stick, and then Serena Vincent hits him with an aerosol, and the aerosol hits the stick, and then, he goes up. So like, it's much more intentional in that film, whereas this one they're trying to, for some reason, like forgive the kids, I guess. Take the responsibility out of their hands for some reason. And it's like that's not the point. He's already been shot by Bert. Like, the point is like they have to all go in on this now, and now they're all culpable.
I wonder if, because the first movie, it was the Eli Roth directed one, and script and directed one, was very, it had that, like, oh, I'm just going to kill off all the people no matter what. And ultimately the thing that gets a lot of the characters is not it's like the George Romero thing of like, yes, there's a zombie virus that's happening. In this case, it's some sort of flesh-eating bacteria or whatever. But what the real danger is the other people, that old George Romero thing.
Yeah.
They're doing that in the first movie. And of course they're mimicking it in the second movie, but they also go a long way to, like you said, make them, with the exception of Bert, feel not culpable for their actions.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how, I guess they just kind of fundamentally didn't understand maybe what Eli Roth was going for in the first one.
They fundamentally don't understand that. And they also don't understand that the final couple deaths of this film are all supposed to be jokes. Like, they missed the part where like things are supposed to be funny at the end. And we'll talk about them when we get there, but like, everything is supposed to be kind of funny and ironic and a black humor ending, and they whiff every chance they get. Like, they are fucking striking out at T-ball somehow. It is just amazing.
There's tons of inconsistency in how and when people are infected by the bacteria. If you're not seeing this movie, I don't know if they come out and say it, but it's pretty clear there is some sort of like intense, rapidly mutating, flesh-eating bacteria. I guess it technically could be a virus, but the fact that it starts like on the skin and kind of like makes you like rot away makes me think it's some sort of bacteria. And also it's like waterborne as well. But But anyway, that's what's happening, and it's spreading fast, and all these people, end up getting it. So that's the crux of the movie if you haven't seen either of them. But the way that people are infected in this movie by the bacteria is so wildly inconsistent, because they do a lot of like honing in on people when they're doing specific actions. Like in one instance, when someone's drinking it, like drinking water, because the water literally just gets sucked right out of the pond. It's not like through any filtration.
Yeah.
Like it's not a well. That like the pipes literally just somehow siphon water right out of the pond. And when somebody's drinking it, they're like, it's almost like a zoom in, like, oh, this is it. This is the inciting incident. Meanwhile, the people were just swimming in that very same pond 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So you would assume they would have gotten infected then. There's also like in the first movie, the hermit goes and like his body's like rotting in like the little reservoir thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's why. And then like Ryder Strong goes and like falls in on top of the body, is a whole gross out thing. That was like how everybody was going to get infected with it. In this movie, I don't do we get the hermit after he runs away on fire? Do we get him in the like contaminating all the water? I don't think we do.
We do, but it's very, very late in the film, and they don't do a good job of setting up the kind of geography of the space. Because the way I always understood like the original Cabin Fever was they have the lake that all the cabins are on, and that water isn't infected, but there's a reservoir up a hill that is like kind of behind a lock, and it's kind of like dammed off, and that's where the hermit falls in, and then all that water that comes down off that reservoir goes into the homes, and people start getting infected through the drinking water or other means. They're positing that the lake that they're on is infected, and we get that later. They double edit the Paul character finding the hermit still alive in the water and being attacked by him by like Jason Voorhees while.
Oh yes, he Jason's up out of it. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. But it's also in conjunction with the famous leg shaving scene, which is also just worse.
Yeah. It's way worse. And we should probably say like Greg Nicotero his production company did the effects in the first movie. And the first movie is primarily, besides just being like a sexy, raunchy teen exploitation horror movie, it's also like a gross out movie. First and foremost, like all the most memorable scenes are like super gross out scenes, and we'll talk about the leg shaving one. But I didn't look up who did the effects in this one, but it is a really dramatic drop off from Craig Nicotero and crew. I'll jump ahead a little bit because the next few minutes are like they're starting to understand that there's something contaminated. They interact with the hog woman that we talked about, and she kind of talks about the contaminated meat, and we get introduced to who plays the replacement for the weird bike cop, and it's the Mar-a-Lago face that we talked about. She has a thing under her eye. Do we ever learn why she has this weird, like this little scar kind of thing? It's super prominent. It is like they want you to see it, but for some reason it never comes into play. She's got this, almost looks like she was, shooting like a high powered rifle and she got like hit by the scope, came back and hit her in the eye. It's kind of what it looks like. So the only thing I could think of is she was supposed to be like a sniper or something, because she does at the end, spoiler, shoot Jeff, with a scoped rifle. And so is the idea that she's like a sniper.
I guess.
and that's why she has that. I don't know. Yeah, the next like 25 to 30 minutes of this movie is all the kids learning that they are getting infected one by one. So like Karen gets it when she's like fooling around with whatever his fucking name is. Bert notices he's got this like little rash, so he's getting infected. Jeff ends up going like, sequestering himself out in the shed. The scene, which I think is the same scene in the first movie, which is Marcy and Paul getting all horny because they think they're going to die. But it doesn't have that. I don't think it has that like memorable plane line from the first movie where it's like when you're in a plane, it's going down, you just want to fuck and whatever she says, I don't remember it being that. And I'm getting these two movies mixed up a little bit, but I think it's not as, however they deliver the line, it's not nearly.
Yeah, no, I think she still delivers the line, but it's just not as memorable. And you're just checked out of the film because everything has, there's no highs and lows to this film. Because again, the original has all that weird, quirky humor, the weird exploitation kind of vibes to it. And just better performances. Like it just as much as, some of the like the lines are cringy nowadays. The performances are just better. So, yeah.
Yep. Speaking of performances, the fact that we don't get Dennis, who's the kid, who's yelling pancakes, about because the dog's name's Pancakes is the hermit's dog, which we learn later. But anyway, or we actually in this movie we learn at the beginning. I don't remember if it takes a little while.
I feel like they don't actually name it in the first film. Like it's the one loop they close for no reason.
Yeah, in this movie they're like immediately, like in the first sequence when the hermit sees his dead dog, he immediately like makes a comment that it's he alludes to it being named Pancakes. Anyway, Dennis, who's the kid who bites people at the general store, the fact that he doesn't do karate in this one makes me so mad.
It makes me so pissed.
Because literally the most funny moment in the first movie, and it is 100% meant to be funny, right, is when I think it's Bert in the first movie, if I'm remembering, goes back to the general store, and he is essentially attacked by the goofy kid that's sitting there on the porch swing, the biter kid, and he starts doing crazy jump kicks and is clearly like a highly trained like karate fighter.
Yeah, he's
doing flips, he's doing wild stuff in the first movie.
he's like 13 or 14 or whatever, and he's a kid. Yeah. And he is, again, it's just more the characterization, because he is this stone-faced, dead-eyed kid with like a long blonde mop mullet, and he starts just chanting pancakes and then does a full kata, like we're in the middle of nowhere, USA, but he somehow knows, just straight up Shotokan, karate, and starts doing a full kata of spin kicks, and then jumps off the porch with this insane butterfly kick at Bert, all to get closer to him to bite.
Slow motion, by the way, all in slow motion,
and it's all just to run up to bite Bert again. Like it's
it's hilarious. It's absolutely fantastic scene. In this scene, nope. He doesn't do karate at all. He just comes and like bites him again, I think. And then the guy comes out and it's like, why are you letting him bite you? It's pissed off about the whole thing. It's fucking so forgettable.
There's also, because I just have it on in the background, but there is a funny there's a funny rejoinder to the joke, because like when in the original, when he bites Paul, there is the discussion of like, well, why don't you have a sign about him? Why don't you put up a sign so people don't get bit by him? And when you come back to it, the follow-up joke is there is now a sign that says "Do not sit next to Dennis."
Yeah. Right. Yeah, this just, and all this humor is completely gone in the second one. We do get one change, one kind of surprise here. After this instance where Bert comes back, the rednecks chase him. This time, they have this big like showdown with the rednecks later on, where Bert ends up just like mowing them down with his assault rifle. Like you said, we get the leg shaving scene again, but it's not nearly as impactful or gross as the first one. The first one, it is like, it's gratuitous. It is really nasty in the first movie. Very memorable. Maybe my favorite part about this one, and I would normally say, okay, here's an instance where they really nailed the black comedy, but I don't think they did. I'm not giving them that credit, because they've not proven to me that they're capable of that, is the Karen mercy killing scene. In the first movie, it's a very memorable scene, probably for most folks, the most memorable scene, where Ryder Strong goes into, they had put Karen in the shed. She was the first one that showed symptoms. She's out there. He ends up going out finding her. She's like begging him to kill her. He ends up, having just like bludgeon her with a shovel. Well, in this instance, Paul goes out and no. Yeah, it's Paul, but he has Bert's gun. He has Bert's gun though. And it's out of, because he uses it to kill. Did he kill the dog? Yeah, I don't know why, but it's out of bullets. Because later, when he shoots down all the rednecks, it spontaneously has bullets again.
Yeah.
But it's out of bullets, so he can't shoot her. So he gets a shovel, and instead of bludgeoning her with a shovel, he takes it sideways like he's going to dig into the dirt, and just like jams it into her face and like pretty much separates her jaw from her head. But then just stops. He's like, oh no, botched job. And he just like lets it go. But then instead of like just, I don't know, at this point you've botched it so badly, but instead of just, again, bludgeoning her with a shovel, he then decides he's going to dump gasoline on her and set her on fire, which is like maybe the worst thing you could do. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like he's doing the opposite of a mercy killing. He's like trying to make it worse at this point.
Yeah, this made no sense. And it does not follow through on like the black comedy, and it doesn't follow through on like the subtext of what the relationship is supposed to be between them. In the original film, like, she is supposed to be kind of like his childhood love, and they'd never gotten together. But, now on this camping trip, he gets close to her, and they start getting close together until obviously she gets infected. And then essentially he does wind up hooking up with the other girl. And so in this mercy killing, it is, a relinquishment of like that kind of childhood love of those, pie in the sky ideas of like who you're supposed to fall in love with and who you're supposed to be with. This is just mean for no reason. Like, because we don't really feel that relationship between them.
There's no gravity to it at all.
Like they don't earn a relationship. And then when he has to kill her, he does it in the meanest and most nonsensical way. And to a point that, like you said, like he has this automatic high-powered rifle, shoots the dog, runs out of bullets, and then the very next scene he has a full clip. It just, it is nonsensical and just without weight, and it just, it doesn't maintain black comedy at all. It's just shit.
Yeah. It is a pretty, intense, kind of gory scene, but it's, it doesn't have any of the emotional weight of the first one. And it's just at best silly, at worst, just fucking stupid. Paul tries to escape in the redneck's truck, which is the same as in the first one. But in the first one, there's a really great jump scare when he hits the deer. And in this one, he just like just drives off the road into a tree. It's really fucking dumb.
Again, another perfectly memorable scene because that is so insane, and it gives them a reason to cover Paul head to toe in blood, like because it is the deer like in the windshield, like spraying blood, vomiting all over him. Like it's an insane scene, and it's wonderful. And then this is just he fucking runs off the road, and it sucks.
Yeah. He stumbles upon, the same thing as the first one, stumble upon a bunch of kids partying with the cop. And in the first movie, I think it's Paul who gets the, goes full on Double J Jeff Jarrett or Honky Tonk Man, depending on how old you are, I guess, with the kid's guitar. But we don't get that in the second one.
No, it's still the same action of Paul ducking. What?
Oh, did I miss it this time? I was struggling to fucking pay attention at this point. I might have just missed it.
Well, it's the same action of Paul ducks the guitar. What we miss from the first film is the first film does a Looney Tunes of there's a guy with a harmonica and the guy with the guitar bashes the harmonica down the guy's throat, and then the harmonica's in his throat and he's playing it as he chokes, like
as he's wheezing.
Yeah. Which it's a little funny Looney Tunes bit. Because I mean, basically the last 20 minutes of the original Cabin Fever is a lot of Looney Tuning. The rednecks all shoot each other in a Looney Tunes. So it's all Looney Tuning at the end. For that film, there's no Looney Tuning here. They're still maintaining the seriousness, and Paul just ducks the guitar and it smashes a lady in the face in like a mean way. She has just like parts of the guitar stuck in her face, and it's like, that's not terribly funny. That's just a woman got hit.
I'm at this point they're blending together as well for me, but I know in the original, Paul ends up going to the hospital. I think like a truck driver picks him up or something and takes him to the hospital. But then the dumbass cop, in like the mean-spirited kind of twist, the dumbass weed cop, or no, he's not weed cop, party cop, just ends up dumping him in the creek bed.
Yeah.
Instead of, he's supposed to be like transferring him to a different facility or something, but he just dumps him in the creek bed.
Yeah. I think it's revealed in one of the sequels. I think it's just revealed in 2 that Winston was told to go kill him and dump him. But Winston just like half-asses the job and dumps him in a place that leads to a punchline and leads to the second film.
Yep. In the remake, he just dies in the woods. Like none of that happens. He just doesn't get anywhere. He just dies in the woods.
Yeah, the cop just tells him, "Hey, go this way, and you'll find the highway." And then he doesn't. He just gets lost in the woods and dies.
Yeah, and then non-karate Dennis finds him with his dumb buddy mask on, and again does zero karate. In the first one, I remember Jeff comes back and he's survived and he's like celebrating it. He's being very over the top, very comical, like I'm the last one who survived or whatever, and then gets shot in this like hail of bullets from all the cops and everybody are showing up, the special whoever it is that shows up at the end, when the whole posse shows up. And this one, it's just two dumb things happen. One, he gets sniped by the Mar-a-Lago face lady cop. But he also sees that he's infected before she does it.
Yeah. And
I'm like, why would you do that? The whole idea is he's made it. Haha, look. He's dead. And it's Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to be a twist on that. He is the one survivor of all this. and then dies in a hail of bullets. Even more specifically, like Jeff he's adopted like this white hanky to cover his mouth, at all times, because they set it up a little earlier, like he's a little bit of a germaphobe, but obviously that fully takes over, once everybody starts getting affected around him. So he's essentially on the porch waving a white flag and gets gunned down by a hail of bullets. In this, he's just kind of walking around like, I made it, I'm the one, do, and then literally takes a Kirk. Because
he does, but before then he looks and sees he's infected. So it takes the sting out of this final surprise.
Yeah, it didn't matter
because it's like, he was gonna die anyway. It's like they neutered their own bit for some reason.
And I think they did it because all the other things that lead to Paul infecting a greater source of drinking water are cut out. So now they have to dump Jeff in the lake, but the lake we already assume was infected. So at this point they already got it. It's already spreading. So I don't see the reason for that. I don't get it either.
The lake water's contaminated in both. Yeah. But in the original, we do get this I don't know if it's mid credits or whatever, I forget, but it's the very end. It might even be like mid or late or end credit scene where you see kids making lemonade from just stagnant lake water. They're literally like dipping a cooler into the lake. And it's like, these kids, this town might have been doomed even without the killer bacteria because these are some dumb motherfuckers in this town.
Well, it's that, and then it's also, you see a water tank truck that's emblazoned with, such and such spring water, the freshest around. So it's like, it's going out into the world now. So it's like, this huge escalation and like,
and you have the cop going like, well, that's some mighty fine lemonade or whatever too.
Yes, it's some mighty fine lemonade. And then you also get a scene back at the general store, which wraps something else up with a use of the N-word. But
it's just, you don't get any of that stuff in the remake. It just ends. And it just takes all the silliness and black comedy out and just makes it super self-serious, but also somehow there are also lower stakes. There's so few examples I could think of. And I was really racking my brain for a movie or remake that is less silly, more serious, but simultaneously has less stakes. Like, how do you you make something so much more serious, but also somehow decide to give it less stakes?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just so poorly done. Again, we get the thing that is probably most notable for in the first movie, which is all the gore effects, are a dramatic drop off without K&B being involved. They're not horrible. I wouldn't say the effects are horrible in the second one. They're just a really stark drop off.
It's not notable in a way that's worth, remembering. Like, back to the scene where he has to kill Karen. When he opens the door to the shed, like, her face has been eaten off by the dog, and
her lips are missing.
Lips are missing, and she's just basically just like she's paralyzed because the dog was also eating her like back and stomach.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just like on the ground begging, and then he bashes her with the shovel. In this one, you don't really get that. Like, you get an okay effect when he puts the spade in her mouth.
But before that, she's just mostly just all covered in blood.
It's a lot of hard to see stuff, and it doesn't. None of it really plays. I just can't imagine why they thought that this was a good idea. Like, at any point.
I don't know. Bad job. Bad job, Travis Z.
Yeah.
All I'm glad that you are still inflicting nonsense on people. I don't know if he still is, but as of at least a couple years ago, he is.
He is. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. He has credits for 4 movies coming out in 2016, which were this movie, the his Pee Pee Poo Poo Man movie, The Midnight Man, Intruder, and then Intruders.
Oh, Intruder and Intruders.
Yeah. So Intruder, I read because I was trying to figure out, like, why did he have 4 films come out in 1 year? That's a crazy thing. And especially when one sounds like a sequel to the other. But I guess Intruder actually shot in 2012, and then they finally distroed it in 2016. Yeah.
Makes sense. Well, fuck him. All right.
I mean, since then, his most recent thing is a short. Like, he hasn't really done any more features since that. He's done a lot of shorts, and his most recent was a short called Rot Log from 2026.
Rot Log?
Yeah, Rot Log. And the only cast listed is somebody without a IMDb picture and himself.
Yep. Sounds right. Sounds about right. All right. Well, that was a punishment. For sure. That was 2016's Cabin Fever. I hated it. The first one, certainly worth a watch. This one, not worth a watch. You can absolutely skip it. But what you should not skip is checking out our social medias at Halloween is forever on the Instagram and the Facebook and the Blue Sky and all that, because shortly here, Steve, probably sometime this week, right, will put out the poll where you can vote on what our June showdown topic is going to be. Let me remind you, we have the option, you can vote for least intimidating killers. You can vote for favorite Hitchcock films, or you can vote for spooky books in movies. And then we're going to talk about them in June. That's going to be our showdown. So looking forward to that. Also, one last plug, check us out, patreon.com/Halloween is Forever. Give us $5 a month. That ain't but hardly no money. And you get
it's a gallon of gas.
Yeah, at this point it's literally that's rough. And you can get a bunch of cool stuff, including all of our old Patreon exclusive podcast series. There is hundreds of hours of additional content. So if you're all caught up on our show and you think, boy, I would like to have some more show to listen to while I'm driving around for work or whatever the hell you do, or working out, doing whatever, give us $5 a month. You get that whole backlog, plus all the new stuff we're doing with God Is Not Forever, which is a lot of fun. All right, anything else, Stephen, before you wrap up this here minisode?
No, just a big fuck you to Dan. And, Cabin Fever 2 Spring Fever is, it's fun because it is a Ty West film. So check that one out. Don't watch this. Don't watch this. I would be interested in hearing from people if they hate this or the Nightmare on Elm Street remake more. Because they are two sides of the same coin of unnecessary remake that also just follows the original script without adding or changing anything. They're both they're two of the most unnecessary films I could ever think of.
This, my personal opinion, I think this is worse.
Same.
The Friday 13th, Friday the 13th, not Friday 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street remake was just unnecessary. But this movie is just utterly charmless in every capacity.
Yeah. At least Jackie Earle Haley is a good actor.
Yeah.
And I think he tried something, but it just didn't work. It didn't gel. And I thought his makeup was bad in that too.
Yeah.
there's other decisions in there that are stupid. I don't want to talk about that film because I don't like it. But yeah, this one suffers from the same problems. It's inexplicable decisions, and then just making a worse film with worse actors. Like, why? Just stop in the middle. Say somebody got sick and like you just had to shut down production, and then take a tax write off.
I like that. I'm sick. I can't finish it. I'm sick.
Yeah.
Nobody will argue. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. Anything else? Am I missing before we wrap this thing up? All right. Nope. Well, for the Halloween's Forever crew, I'm Brian.
And I'm Steve.
And I'm also the Pee Pee Poopy Man.
we need to do a Pee Pee Poopy Man showdown.
Just put it on the list.
Yeah, put it on the wheel. Oh, I mean, it's on the list. It just has never come up. But I feel like we should just mandate one.
We'd have to set some real parameters on what constitutes a true Pee Pee Poopy Man movie.